What's up, guys? James Miller Media here with the next round of the playoffs. First and foremost, sorry if you can hear any commotion in the background. My apartment complex is deciding that today is the day that they're going to bust out the construction equipment and rebuild something. I don't know what it is, but we are going ahead and getting started with our next round. So let's just see what we're up against. Looking at it, Baltimore Orioles looks like they're one of the best teams in baseball. Just wow. Okay. So they were kind of hot all year except for September and July. So maybe they're getting a little bit flat. Who knows? But overall, best team in baseball, I believe, 98 and 64. At home, they went 58 and 23. On the road, 44 or 40 and 41. So we really need to make sure that we steal a couple of these games. They were really good in one-run games. Really good against right-handed pitching. Okay against left-handed, but we only have right-handed guys. Looking at it, best batting team in baseball. Don't do a lot on the bases. They strike out not too much. They don't walk that much. They just hit and hit and hit. Number one run scoring team in baseball. Number one in runs allowed in baseball. Not the greatest starters, but really good bullpen. And the starters just do enough. So let's go look at some of these starting pitchers. So they have Tomoyuki Sugano, who looked to have a great year this year. Kyle Bradish did not have a good year this year. Grayson Rodriguez looked like he kind of put it together this year. But the ERA is let's change the splits, shall we? That looks a little bit better. So Tomoyuki Sugano is kind of their ace. Kyle Bradish, Grayson Rodriguez, and Zach Eflin all kind of struggled. So we are going to have to jump on these teams early. So they went ahead and picked up Paul Sewald. I know Hunter Harvey as well from Kansas City. And Gregory Soto looks like he was in their bullpen the entire year. Sam Moll looks like he was absolutely disgusting, but we'll just have to see. We know Felix Bautista's good. We know Dennis Santana's good, but the rest of their bullpen really doesn't give me qualms, you know? They just may deploy it in a very good state. And yeah, looking at it right now, they only have one guy who pitches in a high pitching leverage index. So if we can just jump on them and get guys on base, we should be fine. But this is where it lies the problem. We have Gunnar Henderson with a 400 OBP, Ryan O'Hearn 350, Tyler O'Neill 350, Cedric Mullins 330, Adley Rutschman 330. Looks like everyone on their teams kind of turned it around this year. Gunnar Henderson, Ryan O'Hearn, Tyler O'Neill absolutely killing it this year. Jordan Westberg, Cedric Mullins, Adley Rutschman, Colton Cowser all putting it together as well, having an above average season. Jackson Holiday, Heston Kjerstad right there, so they could be doing a good job, but we'll just have to see. Ryan Mountcastle seems to be the only hole in this lineup. A lot of righties off the bench. Samuel Basillo also got called up, but he's not looking too good. Anyways, I don't hate our chances. I don't hate them. So let's go ahead and start game number one, shall we? Looking at the head-to-head matchup, Kyle Riley over Adley Rutschman, absolutely. Luke Raley and Ryan O'Hearn being a wash, I agree with. Jackson Holiday over Brooks Lee, I actually give this a wash as well, just because home runs are the exact same. Slightly more RBIs to Jackson Holiday. Average, very similar. OPS, very similar. Slight edge there. Jordan Westberg versus Alex Bregman. It's no question. It's Alex Bregman's a better one. JP Crawford doesn't hold a candle to Gunnar Henderson. Esteury Ruiz, Tyler O'Neill. I think you got to give it to Tyler O'Neill, even though it's a little bit closer than it might seem. Julio Rodriguez over Cedric Mullins. Yep. Lane Thomas over Colton Cowser. I would say that's more of a wash. Spencer Steer over Ryan Mountcastle. Absolutely. Bryce Miller versus Tokiyomo Saguno. Kind of have to agree with that. So real quick, I want to check and see. So we have Bryce Miller. We have Mitch Keller going tomorrow. If one of these two can steal a win, we're golden. So, without further ado, wait, Sukano? I'm actually going to have Montez come in. He's going to play left field today. And we're going to have Estri Ruiz play right field. Hopefully the background's not too loud. I tried to adjust it, but let's just jump in. We're only going to risk. Let's see if we can do any damage. Nothing in the first inning. They have one threatening here, but no one comes around to score. Ryan O'Hearn with a lead-off triple. Let's see how Bryce Miller can get around this. That is going to be a pop-up into shallow center field. Should be deep enough to score, and it is. So, triple into a sac fly puts the Orioles up early. 1-0 in the bottom of the second. A lot of wrist action here. Nothing going on. I'm actually going to jump in here for a second, and we're going to sit here and take a lot of pitches. We need to get this pitch count up. We need to get this starter out of the game. Let's just see if we can get ourselves a leadoff walk here with Big Dumper. Gonna take till 2 strikes because there's no reason not to. All right, let's see it. Strike 3. 6-pitch strikeout. Don't like to see that. And I mean, he's perfect so far through 4 1/3. Let's see if J.P. Crawford can come up and do anything. I mean, we are locking up the pitch count. 3-0 count. 3-1 count, looks like. Yep. And let's go ahead and swing away on 3-1. That is going to be a line drive into right field. That is going to get down, and that is going to break up the perfect game and the no-hitter here in the top of the 5th. J.P. Crawford coming in clutch. We love to see it. Alex Bregman's now got a runner on for the first time. That's ball 1 high. Did he hold up? Yes, he did. Ball 2. I'm telling him to take the pitch, and he's still swinging. Love to see that from a coaching perspective. 3-1 count here to Bregman. That's going to be a deep fly ball into center field. Cedric Mullins is going to be there. So that is 2 outs here with 1 run on for Luke Raley versus J.P. Crawford. We're going to take the first pitch, and then I think we're going to do a hit and run here just to get something going. Let's do it. That is going to be a ball outside. That is going to be safe. Stolen base. We actually have life here. Let's see if... That might not have been a strike. Oh, my God. We got screwed over on 2 pitches there. So you can see the thing here. Ball outside, 2 strikeouts. But, hey, that's what framing runs does for you. Let's go ahead and risk it here. 2 on, 2 out here for Gunnar Henderson. I'm going to give him one more batter. 1-2 count here. That is going to be a strikeout. Bryce Miller coming in clutch. Best hitter in baseball, arguably. Just sat him down. All right, Lazaro Montez, 20-year-old up at the dish for us. Let's see if he can do anything. And again, we're going to be taking it a little bit slow and steady now with making sure that we get his pitch count up. Let's see, 1-2 count here, and that is going to be a strikeout for Montez. Brooksley is up to bat. Brooksley cannot bunt. We're just going to have him swing away, though. 2-1 count here to Brooksley. That is going to be a grounder to Gunnar Henderson. He's going to get that all day, every day. Again, one of the best players in baseball. Estri Ruiz, what are we up to now? We're up to 71 pitches. We've done a very decent job here. Ball 1. Ball or strike one. 1-2 count here to Estri Ruiz. That is going to be a pop-up on the infield, and that is going to be out number 3. And just letting you guys know, you are probably going to hear my dogs in the background of this episode. The construction workers that I mentioned at the beginning of the episode are literally sitting directly outside of my window, and there's not a thing I can do about it. I'm on the 3rd floor, and they are just sitting there. So if you hear just a howl, a woof, a bark, I apologize. So righty, lefty, righty here. I think we just bring in Colin Snyder, get him some innings of work. We're pitching from behind. We're going to let him finish off. Adley Rutschman, that is a grounder to second baseman. That is going to be out number 3. Good job. Got it taken care of there. All right. Spencer Steer. Need to get something started this inning. Let's just go ahead and swing away. Come on. You've had a hot bat coming into this series. That is a line drive out into deep right field. That is going to be caught on the warning track. That almost was the spark that we needed. All right, let's swing away for Julio Rodriguez. Going to be jumping here on the first pitch. That is going to be a liner down in left field for a base hit. That is going to be a single here. Huge. And that brings in Hunter Harvey. We have now officially knocked out their starting pitcher. Adley. Ooh, okay, we are actually going to steal second base here. So let's see if we can do it. That is going to be a pickoff attempt. Safe. Let's try again. That is a swing and a miss, but no throw. Can't get a handle on it. We now have a runner in scoring position here for Kyle Riley. 3-2 count to Riley. That is going to be blown right past him. Strikeout. Man. Now, J.P. Crawford, you need to come up clutch for us, bud. That is a liner into left field. That is going to be down with 2 outs. Oh my gosh, Julio Rodriguez makes it. And that is going to be a tie ball game here in the top of the 7 by J.P. Crawford, of all people. Absolutely love it. Now let's go, Alex. Jump on that first pitch. That is going to be a pop-up on the infield. That is going to be out number 3. At least Seattle ties it up here in the top of the 7th. Now we bring it into the 3-headed monster of our bullpen to take care of business. Cedric Mullins. Actually, I think I go Garrett Clevenger for this inning. Risp. Boom, done. Felix Bautista already coming in for the 3-out save, or 2-inning save. Let's get his pitch count up in this inning so the top of our lineup can get yeah, we're going to work. Luke Rayleigh, Montez, and Brooks Lee are all just going to try and work deep counts, get his pitch count up as high as possible so the top of our lineup can come up when he's more exhausted. Did that pitch hit him? Ooh, 4-pitch walk, but we're going to take him. We're going to take until we get a strike here. We're going to take until we get a strike here. Take until we get a strike here. All right. We are going to actually bunt. Bunt. Playing a little bit of small ball does not work out for us. All right. We're going to take a pitch again. We are going to run and hit. That is a pop-up, and that is going to get foul. All right, swing away, Brooks. That is blown by you. Estri Ruiz up now. Let's go ahead and see what he can do. And he gets plunked. Wow, that's 2 plunks for this inning. Spencer Steer, you're hot. 2-2 count here with 2 runners on, 2 outs, and that is going to be a strikeout. Yikes. Had someone threatening, but Just couldn't get it to go. Oh, well. We are actually going to bring in Aroldis Chapman because he's been doing well. We're going to go batter by batter, though. We're going to watch it. Aroldis here. They have a lot of powerful lefties. They don't hit lefties well. Strike 3 gets away from Cal Riley. If he doesn't get thrown out at first, I'm crashing out. How? That is the biggest... You're a professional baseball player. Get it together. And then a walk. So we should have 1 on, 1 out, but instead it's 2 on, no one out. For Tyler O'Neill, who kills lefties, that's probably a 3-run bomb. Nope. Hit into center field. Strikeout comes around to score. Ugh, if you can't tell, I'm pretty salty. Kobe Mayo's coming in, so let's just switch over. We're going to have to bring in Raisel Iglesias. And they're off. And they steal. Okay. I mean, we knew stealing was something that they would do. 1-1 count here. 2 on. No one out. Should be 1 on. Or should be... Yeah, whatever. That's ball game. That's the ball game. Their bullpen's going to close it out. That is now a 4-0 game. Or 4-1 game. Let's just go ahead. Yep, get out of that inning. All right. Let's go until runners in scoring position. Yeah. Felix Bautista with the 2-out win. And our team just comes up short. A strikeout is very upsetting. All right, let's go ahead and play game 2. Short memory, Goldfish. We're going to keep Lazar Montez on the bench for this game just to have that extra hitting off of the bench. I don't think I make any adjustments. I think we just keep it as is. Need to jump on Kyle Bradish here very early. Nothing. 1 walk, and it looks like hit by pitch potentially. And Ryan O'Hearn hits a 3-run homer. Love it. 2 on, 2 outs here for Julio Rodriguez. Can he stay hot? That is going to be a line drive into shallow center field. That is going to be easily caught by Cedric Mullins. So already after 2.5 here, it is 3-0 Baltimore. All right. Mitch Keller looks like the wheels are already starting to fall off here. Ball 4. Don't like to see that. Jordan Westberg is up. And it might be Mitch Keller's day over already. Love that. And we love the camera angles. This game is great. 3-run. Nope, 2-run. Two-run double, 5-0. You know what? Mitch, you got to get through it. We're going to go half inning by half inning. Mitch is at 75 pitches, giving him 1 more inning. Perfect. And we're going to go to George Kirby and hope that George Kirby can save our lives here. Charlie Morton is in. George Kirby's already at 50 pitches. We're going to go with Kenley Jansen. Kenley, you got to go another inning, dog. That's just an absolute romping 1-12 loss. So we are down to our last chance here against Grayson Rodriguez. Our only solace is, number 1, we're at home. And number 2, we have our ace on the staff. Going ahead now, Mitch Keller is not going to be pitching. It is going to be George Kirby in that area there. So we are in fire mode. We need a good game here from Logan Gilbert versus Grayson Rodriguez. We should have the edge here. Go Risp. They get one hit on a double, no one else there. 2-run home run from Julio Rodriguez. It is about time someone checked up to the plate. Back to back with Julio and Big Dumper. Love it. And Bregman hits a homer. 4 here in the top of the first. We're just 6-0. And we're just gonna steamroll through this one as well. Matthew Boyd's in. We're gonna go half inning. Logan Gilbert versus Ryan O'Hearn. Logan Gilbert's at 46 pitches, so he should be good. Yeah, he'll give up a homer. That's fine. Your goal is just to eat innings now. Just get deep into this game. Do what you can. Luke Raley coming up in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, we're just going to half inning it. Logan Gilbert is at 65 pitches in the top of the 7th. We're going to let him risp it one more time. One more time. Perfect. He's through 7 innings. That's all we can ask for him. Still at 76 pitches. You know what? I'm going to let him risp it one more time. It's at 84 pitches. You know what? We might just give him the complete game. We're going to go batter by batter here. Let's see what Logan Gilbert can do. That is going to be a grounder to the first or second baseman, Brooks Lee. That is going to be out number 1. 1-2 count here for Logan Gilbert. There was a solo home run in his last at bat. That is going to be a liner into left for out number 2. And Logan Gilbert, with the team on his back and back against the wall, absolutely gives us some breathing room. No one used from our bullpen. Fresh arms for tomorrow. 3 home runs in a single inning. Just absolutely astounding performance to turn this team around. Absolutely love it. Needed a complete game out of him. But job's not done. Job is not done. Okay, I have a couple of people retiring. RIP. All these guys. Ooh, and we had a talent probe of... probably not going to be anything. But let's go ahead and jump into our last game in Seattle. Zach Eflin is cold. Luis Castillo is hot. Hopefully our bats are hotter. Let's jump into it. And again, sorry for any construction noise you hear in the background. Perfect first inning. Only 1 hit. Perfect second inning. 2 outs here for Luke Raley to potentially come through. And that is going to be strikeout number 3. That is a bad strike call. Oh well. Another good inning. Luis Castillo's at 57 pitches. We can risp again. And of course, Gunnar Henderson hits another homer. Shutout over. No hitter over. Luis Castillo's still going to be our guy, though. 92 pitches for Luis Castillo. We have lefty, lefty, righty. We are going to have Keegan Akin come in and pitch this inning. Let's see what he can do here. That is a strikeout. Huge. And then Ryan O'Hearn, who's been absolutely on fire. That is 2. I don't think that's on Cal Riley. I 100% think that's on the game. Because I have been playing a lot more in-game, and I have noticed there have been so many wild pitches getting away from catchers in this game. I mean, back-to-back! What is this garbage? The pitch is right there. How does that get away from a platinum glove defensive catcher? That doesn't happen. That does not happen. So this game just cost us another run. That is 2 times in this series alone that this game has cheesed us. That is very, very annoying. But regardless, Goldfish memory, gotta lock in. Luke Raley comes up and he hits a weak pop-up into left field. That is going to be caught. Brooks Lee up against Zach Eflin. 2-0 count. Let's see it for Brooks Lee. That is going to be a grounder to the third baseman. Easy play. 2-0 count. Don't like to see that on a 2-0 count. Esteury Ruiz coming up. 0-2 count. Just put it in play. And he's going to be a statue. Hate to see it. Keegan Akin. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and pull you out for Garrett Clevenger. Perfect. All right. Spencer Steer. Start us off here. 1-0 count. That is going to be a line right at second baseman. That is going to be out. Lovely. Julio Rodriguez, you need to check in here, bud. Come on, Julio. That is a pop-up into left field. That does have a chance. It's going back. It is gone. The lead is cut in half. We would be tied if this game wasn't quirky. Let's see if Big Dumper has anything else to say about it. It's a 3-2 count here. That is going to be a grounder short to the pitcher. He's got all day. He's going to get it. Of course he is. And Gregory Soto is in for a left-handed pitcher. We are going to pinch hit Javier Baez. All right. Let's return back to this game. Let's see if Javier Baez can do anything. 1-2 count. Oh, he's probably striking out, but yeah. Just caught the outer half. That probably tells me that was outside. No, that was a good pitch. All right, Cedric Mullins, Jackson Holliday, Heston Kjerstad, Gunnar Henderson. We bring in Aroldis. We risp. Tyler O'Neill is up to bat, and we bring in Matt Brash. 2-2 count here to Tyler O'Neill. That is a strikeout. You got 2 innings to score 1 run. Felix Bautista is in and in early. 1-2 count here to Alex Bregman. We brought him in for situations like this. That is going to be a grounder up the middle to Gunnar Henderson. That is going to be out number 1. Luke Raley is in to bat. Been very cold this series. Ball 4. All right, we're going to bring in Lazaro Marquez for Lane Thomas. Let's just see what he can do. 1-2 count. That is going to be a strikeout. And Brooks Lee, we're just going to run and hit, see if we can get anything going this inning. That is going to be safe. A steal of second base. 3-2 count to Brooks Lee. That is going to be a strikeout regardless. So, in a true pitcher's duel, it is a 3-2 or 2-1 game. Lazaro Marquez is going to play left field. Esteury Ruiz is going to slot over to right. Matt Brash. I mean, we just bring in Andres Munoz. I got a feeling we're going to bunt for a hit with Esteury Ruiz. Nope. 2-2 count here to Esteury. That's going to be a strikeout guaranteed. Yep. Spencer Steer, 3-2 count. Probably a strikeout. That is going to be a grounder to second base to Jackson Holliday. He's got that all day of the week. Now it just comes down to Julio Rodriguez. Let's see if he can do it. 1-2 count here for the season, for it all. That is going to be a strikeout. So we are cheesed out of the playoffs because pass balls happen every other pitch apparently now. But what are you going to do? We love to play this game. We just hate to see the way that it's turning out to be. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and see what the playoffs are going to end up being like. We're just going to hold you here for the rest of the playoff series. So the Cleveland Guardians take care of the Astros in 3 games. Philadelphia Phillies take care of the Giants in 3 games. Luis Castillo has asked us to help for the team, so we always give a donation. Never start a charity. Also, we have international free agents revealed, but we're going to go over that whenever we hit the offseason episode. And it is going to be the two best teams in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. I really do feel like whoever won between the AL was going to win this all. So let's just see if my prediction's correct. And your 2025 back-to-back world champions are the LA Dodgers, defeating the Baltimore Orioles in Game 6, 4-2. Congratulations, Dodgers. And it looks like the Mariners still have work to do. Tomorrow the offseason starts, and that's where you and I will pick up next episode. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.